Manipuri State Film Development Society ki maiki degi atombu asigi thorum se taram oksari loinena hauzik ahan bada thamjari thorum si screening of Golden Jubilee signature film followed by a short 10-minute film on the journey of Manipuri cinema haibasini ngasigi screening ani si ahan boina thorum si hautok sarap matamda lapiri election biriba kai khumje jib khoi punbi mapamda khulor tabjari
In 1991, Ishano, a Manipuri feature film directed by legendary filmmaker Aribam Sharma, was screened in the In Certain Regard section of the Cannes Film Festival. It is one of the highest honors ever shown to a Manipuri film. Manipuri cinema, considering that the first feature film, Matamgi Manipur, was released in 1972, has travelled a long journey of half a century. However, way back in 1936, Maharaj Kumar sowed the seeds of filmmaking in Manipur when he started shooting short documentaries with his 8mm Bell and Howell movie camera.
Maruina cinema is the point is blend of white meat, aduga punung manungi or aduga imasi, aquena yamna nushina swanjadi imasi binodini mak yamnan pimasa moina madada question sapa adagi someone tonga sapa jungle damoi sapa.
In 1946, an unsuccessful attempt was made by the Sri Sri Govindaji Film Company to make a Manipuri film, Mainu Pencha. 9 reels of the film were screened at Imphal Toppies. The tempo died down to a low ebb for many years before a fresh enthusiasm was born. The passion and commitment of Karang Monomohan in producing films bore fruit with the making of a documentary, My Park Son of Manipur, and then a feature film, Matamgi Manipur, directed by Kumar Bose from Kolkata. The first public screening of Matamgi Manipur was held on 9th April 1972, setting the official birth of Manipuri cinema. The day is now celebrated as Mami Numit. Sharma was a true lover of cinema and played a pivotal role in pushing forward the film movement in Manipur. He devised indigenous ways of making films and even developed his own processing lab. He shot, developed, edited and directed numerous documentaries and shorts in the 1960s. A few films were even made in color. Ibohal Sharma later teamed up with Aribam Sharma and produced and shot the iconic Manipuri film Imagi Ningthem.
Claro. Claro, tamo. Nakoy mani. Tamo.
Aribam Sharma is the pioneer who has established Manipuri cinema at the national and global platforms. Made in 1981, Imagi Ningthem, My Son, My Precious, won the Grand Prix at Nantes.
C'est bien la supériorité d'ensemble de toute une production qui, hier soir, a été saluée à travers le lauréat Aribam Sharma. Aribam Sharma est professeur de philosophie, chanteur, compositeur et l'un des rares réalisateurs de l'État du Manipur.
Both Imagi Ningthem and Ishano were screened at major international film festivals. apart from winning multiple national awards. Today, Manipuri cinema misses the scripting talent of the renowned literary personality Maharaj Kumari Binodini Devi. Her work with Aribam Sharma bestowed some of the greatest films in the repository of Manipuri cinema: Olang Thagiwang Madasu, Imagi Ningpen, Ishano, Sanabi, and Sangai the Dancing Deer. M.A. Singh, the first Manipuri filmmaker coming out of Film and Television Institute of India, Pune, is another leading figure of the celluloid era. His film, Sanakai Tale, made in 1983, stood out at the 31st National Film Festival. He is also credited for making the first Manipuri feature film in color, Langlin Tadoy, in 1984. Pioneering filmmakers of the celluloid era contributed immensely in shaping the future of Manipuri cinema with their ingenuity in storytelling and projections of the Manipuri society through films. Today, we revere the dedication of G. Narayan Sharma, Laimyum Banka Sharma, Murangthim Nilamani, and Laimyum Surjakanta Sharma, among others. Filmmaking suffered extensively in Manipur following a ban on screening of Hindi films in the cinema halls of the state by a prescribed group in 2000. Most of the theatres were forced to shut down and many people in the industry lost their jobs. Consequently, this led to the popularity of low-budget filmmaking in video format. It was the time when digital technology was coming up in a big way. The so-called digital film movement in Manipur started in 2002 with the film Lamai, directed by O. Kinamakcham and O. Gautam. It was theatrically released and became commercially successful. Suddenly, there was a boom of digital films. At one point of time, Manipur was producing nearly 300 feature films in digital format. Mummy Sami, directed by Ningthoja Lancha, charmed the critics and audience alike to the possibilities of digital format as a sustainable medium for a small state like Manipur.
See who is here?
Pizigi Mani, directed by O. Gautam, heralded a new chapter in Manipuri cinema, winning 2 national awards including Best Supporting Actress for Tontoi. A major movement of documentary filmmaking came up parallel to the narrative cinema. AFSPA 1958, directed by Haubam Pavan Kumar and produced by Sanju Bachaspati Neung, became the first Manipuri film to win the Swarna Kamal at the 56th National Film Awards. It was soon followed by a bunch of talented filmmakers who reflected on the socio-political situation of the state. Ronel Haubam, Alexander Leopold, Oinam Doren, Rumi Mitay, Subhash E., Meena Longjam, Borun Tokchom, Sonia Nipram, Maibam Amarjit, and others. Writings on cinema from the state have also received national recognition. R.K. Bidur, Megachandra Kumbam, and Bobby Wahengwam have been awarded the Swarna Kamal for their literature on cinema. Among the young and upcoming filmmakers, Haubam Pavan Kumar is shouldering a huge responsibility representing Manipur in many prestigious film events across the globe. In 2016, his debut feature, Luktak Lairembi, set a benchmark when it was screened at the 67th Berlin International Film Festival. There is no dearth of talented and passionate filmmakers in Manipur, but only a few films make a mark in the national and global circuit. This is largely due to a lack of exposure among the filmmakers to the new age technologies, as well as marketing and fundraising strategies that can take the films beyond the borders of Manipur.
God bless all. Let me be better. I am going to go to Kalgoy. Kalgoy. You go to Kalgoy. I'm to you when I Kalgoy.
Looking at the future and to take Manipuri cinema to the next level, the society has recently come up with a scheme and has placed a proposal to the government that will nurture and mentor and skill our storytellers so that we can tell our stories in a global platform.
Cinema is regarded as one of the most important of all the art forms that expresses human culture, having the ability to produce our thoughts, knowledge, and worldviews. The journey of Manipuri cinema is turning 50 years, and this milestone is being celebrated with a vision for its growth. I congratulate the film community of the state and wish the celebration a grand success.
Well, that was a glimpse of the journey of Manipuri cinema, and today we are reaching the 50 years of Manipuri cinema, and we are celebrating it together. And thank you once again, and welcome you all once again. So now I would like to invite the respected chief guest of today's function, Honorable Chief Minister Shri N. Biren Singh, to come on to dais and occupy the distinguished chair, and along with the would like to request Sri Y. Joy Kumar Singh, Honorable Deputy Chief Minister, Manipur, to preside the function, and the respected guest of honor, Srimati Manju Bora, filmmaker, and Sri Sivendra Singh Dungarpur, Founder Director, Film Heritage Foundation, to please come up onto dais and occupy the distinguished chair.
Chief guest winner, Lengsin Begitaba Sri N. Biren Singh, Honorable Chief Minister Manipur, President for Lengsin Begitaba Sri Y. Joy Kumar Singh, Honorable Deputy Chief Minister Manipur, Loinana Srimati Manju Bora, filmmaker, Amadi Sri Sivendra Singh Dungarpur, Founder Director, Film Heritage Foundation, as guest of honor when Lengsin Begitaba Punamak, Equina Shamjariba, Daista, Lengsin Biren Loinana, Honobi Matungina, Manipur Film Development Society, Mike Degini, to do the honor. Hozik Lengsin Biren Chief Guest President, Amadi guest of honor singing Mapamda, Equi honor Tobagi, Tanjaduni, honor Tobinabagi Demak, society gi Maikei degi Siri Oken Amaksham, renowned filmmaker, Loinana National Awardee, Lensenberg. Stole, bouquet, memento, amadi gift hamper. Asigi Lensenberg, Chief Guest President, amadi guest of honor singing mapamda, matang kudol tamsagani.
So we are presenting a Golden Jubilee Memento. The origin of the Golden Jubilee Memento dates back to the Silver Jubilee celebration logo of Manipuri cinema. It was designed specifically for the celebration by Kumar, who was a multifaceted artist. The logo portrays a woman on her head carrying a firuk, an essential element in Manipuri marriages, giving a festive fervor. For the Golden Jubilee celebration, without forfeiting the essence of the original, a touch of sketchy contour is being arced. The artwork is by Robin Wahingbam, who also designed the monolith column dedicated to cine artists and cine workers of Manipuri cinema.
Ngasi kai khumna jariba das selection beriba Chief Guest President amadi guest of honor singi mapamda Manipuri State Film Development Society ki maikei degi langjariba khudor pol sing matang khudol tamjariba matungda lakiriba khwai punmaki puning sinjaraga asigi pangthok jariba Golden Jubilee celebration of Manipuri cinema hariba chahi machupna pangthok adu thorum si pangthok jab matamda Kulau palau dan naba, kuai degi henna mabung phaba, aduga kuai degi henna chinglem laba phajrba thorum chahi chupna pantuk sebasi oibang amnaba gi demakta ngasi sembiba mapugi mapamdani maira chukatna thorum se hotok sebagi tanjadu lapachari.
May I now request the respected Chief Guest President and Guest of Honor on the dais to kindly light the auspicious lamp.
Moibungi Pajarabanat Kiweba Saisuk Siga Loinana Adungi Mangda as a Chukachari Mera Sena Sapchaba Wasak to Oidaga Kona Sahi Machupna Pantok Sagadam Turum Si Quite Mapum Pava Torama Mohin behind Sembi Mapugi Mapumda Kurumjari Loinana Pantok Turum Sigi Langberakliba Quai Punamapu Taram Opa Loinana Karigidamak Nasigi Golden Jubilee celebration of Manipuri cinema Pangtok Lipano Haibagi, Nungi, Oibawakalol, Tambinabagidamak, Hozi MSFDS, Ki Secretary Wina, Taupu Bidiba, Sunju, Basaspati Marium, Kusinjari.
mayam punamaku nolakchari lamtagi kunipani panba irai nimit yaikhraba baruni numitsu oiriba April gi tang mapan mami numit haina film gi thomi ekhoina leptuna pangthoktuna lakliba Manipuri cinema gi puwari ga sagonaraba numit asida Manipur gi film community amadi Golden Jubilee Celebration Committee asigi celebration committee Manipur State Film Development Society gi Maut Sinduna mayam pumnamaku taramna okpa gi tanja phangjaba thoidok hendokna laibak phabani Manipur cinema na chahi yankhai surpagi Golden Jubilee Celebration hogdokpagi nungairaba numit asida Chief guest ki famam langda Dengsin biriba society asigi chairperson su oibiriba Manipur gi honorable chief minister Sri Nongthombam Biren Singh bu taramna okchari inaugural thoram asigi president oibinaba haijarubada harau harau yabirakpa honorable deputy chief minister Sri Yumnam Joy Kumar Singh amadi tharam asigi guest of honors oina lengsin biribi yumthang naba state Assam gi Sagnai Rabi filmmaker Manju Bora amadi film archiving amadi film preservation gi lamda thoidok hendokna sakhangnaraba Film Heritage Foundation Mumbai gi founder director Sri Sibendra Singh Dungarpur Singbu Film Committee gi Mahut Sinduna Harau Tayamna Okchari Manipuri cinema bu malem gi thakta pukat pirakpa Pabung Aribam Sam Sharma Masadi family ki like the ma yaudana lai di katpiramaga lengsin director aduga ahanba Manipuri feature film matamgi Manipur gi director Sri Dev Kumar Bose sir we welcome you Manipuri cinema gi puwarida achauba fida kalibi iche Yankhom Rama Busu Taramna Okchari Manipuri cinema gi kongchatta thoidok hendokna thaudang yabirakhibi eminent film personalities MSFTI gi director Ozanilor Pal Mazumdar press ki ichinenau Tinbiriba mayam pumnamak ayhagna taramna okchari. For the benefit of our special guests and delegates from outside the state, I may please be allowed to deliver the keynote address in English. History will testify that Manipur started experimenting with the medium of cinema as early as 1930s, 1940s, when late Sri M.K. Priyobata, the first Chief Minister of Manipur, started documenting the Manipuri lifestyle with a 8mm movie camera. In 1948, a group of spirited personalities, banded as Sri Sri Govindaji Film Production Company, attempted making a feature film based on Rumhol's stage play, Mainu Pemcha. But success came on 9 April 1972, when the Manipuri voice was first heard on the silver screen on the release of Matamgi Manipur. Subsequently, Sapam Nodia Chan, popularly known as S.N. Chan, became the first film director, Manipuri film director when his Brojendrogi Luhungba was released on 26 January 1973. The father figure of Manipuri cinema, the late S.N. Chan, while speaking at the release function of Brojendrogi Luhungba, had said, "Filmmaking isn't yet a profitable business venture in Manipur. As a lover of art and artistic expression, I have taken the responsibility to make this film, investing all I possess regarding cinema as the perfect medium to promote the rich art and culture of Manipur." His reflection on cinema is still valid even today. Manipuri cinema owes greatly to Pabung Aribam Sam Sharma for bringing international focus on Manipuri cinema with his Imagi Ningtem and Isano. Pabung Sam is the one who kept on sensitizing the world with a homegrown sensibility and the life we live in Manipur. I am glad to say that the ecosystem of film practice in Manipur has evolved so much that filmmaking in Manipur is now emerging as a vibrant sector with diverse voices and distinct personal style of storytelling. The current brand of contemporary filmmakers kept alive the legacy of Pabung Aribam Sham Sharma, taking Manipuri cinema proudly to different parts of the world and bringing laurels, accolades to the state and the people with their artistic expression unique to our culture and sensibilities. The 5 decades of pulsating journey of cinema in Manipur has been amazingly imaginative and courageous, considering the resource crunch, absence of investment on evolving technology, outreach model to deal with dwindling audiences. As an initiative to take the cinema practice to the next level, the year-long Golden Jubilee celebration that is being launched today is designed as a lifeline for the resurgence of our cinema. Identifying the need of a well-designed supportive mechanism in nurturing, scaling, and formalizing the film practice of the state, a variety of film events are planned throughout the year-long celebration, literally aimed at making Manipur the hub of film practice, and in so doing, revitalize and enabling industry for sustainable growth of responsible storytellers. MSF-DS is equally very serious about preserving our film heritage. To fulfill this top priority, MSF-DS has found a partner in Film Heritage Foundation Mumbai to establish a fully functional film archive and museum on the principle of sharing knowledge and be partners in saving the country's film heritage. The film community of Manipur is very hopeful that the government, under the dynamic leadership of the Honorable Chief Minister, Sri N. Biren Singh, will take forward Manipuri cinema. Its reversible support education, training, cinema. Film Policy 2020. I think the government needs a hand clap. Please applause. Few days ago, prior to the Golden Jubilee celebration, the government has taken a definite step to implement the Cine policy and address lacunas in it by constituting the Manipur Cine Commission. Another great step to take Manipuri cinema to the next level. Sir, through this concrete step, you have shown your vision for Manipuri cinema. With these few words, I'd like to thank all members of the film community, the celebration community, the support staff, the crew, and the volunteers for their contribution in making this 8 days inaugural program a success. Thank you.
Sunju Basaspati Mem Hosek Manipuri State Film Development Society Secretary Wina Topu Biriba, Current Secretary, Nasigi, Lapidi Bakwai, Punamaki Mapamdani, welcome address, Aduga, Pantuk Serpatorum Sigi, Nungi, Wakalon, one talk, and the current meaning Hizage, cannot address them without Pantuk Seri.
Now we would like to take a moment to honor and felicitate the veteran filmmaker, and first would like to see something about the producer, director, screenwriter, music director, actor, and National Awardee Aribam Shyam Sharma. Best known as the jewel of Manipuri cinema, Sri Aribam Shyam Sharma, the maker of Isano, created a sensation at the 1992 Cannes Film Festival. He enshrined Manipur in the map of global cinema with his imagining theme. He received the Montgolfier d'Or at the Festival of Three Continents, Nantes in 1982. A recipient of numerous awards and recognitions, he is still an active filmmaker since his cinema journey with the first Manipuri feature film.
Pantuksari Patorum Sigi Soul Tawaini Hidden Equine Logic Manipuri cinema, father of Manipuri cinema. Haina Mayamna Habibuda, Tashing Magune and the Wang Lava, Babung Aribam Sam Sharma. Nasigi Torumsi, Yawi Nabagamak, Lingbir Ambabane Torumda, Laikat Bayarma Matung, Amuk Hungre, Maruena, Imunda, Late Tabamba Yawdagi, Handabayadaba, Tatopelava, circumstance to Lakunam Murega, Babungi Mapunda, Nasipantuk was a youngish Shurapagi Manipuri Senemagi, Kongsetsida, Babung Napibi contributions immensely on the Pibi Basim Damakta. Cinema Gidamak, Manipur film Gidamak, Senjeriva Chongjerwa, Punamakna, Babungi Mapamdani, Kunaza Utseva, Matam Kudimakalaman Doli Hand Mana, Equa the Pause, Punamaki, Nushiba Punamaxi, Babungi Mapamda, Matu Katsari, the Sena Sigi, Tindok Sagadoriba, Lantok Sagadoriba, Achamba, Kudol Port Sing, Punamaxi, official Wena, Babungi Mapamda, Yohon Janaba, Tinjanaba Madum Su, Honazega Hena, Punamaki Noluxari, Babung Noluxari.
Next, we need not say about Dev Kumarji. The whole film industry of Manipur is vibrating and echoing your presence till today. Dev Kumar Bose is the director of Manipur's first feature film, Matamgi Manipur, which was released in 9th April 1972. The film received the National Award from the President of India. In 2018, he was awarded the prestigious Karam Manomohan Lifetime Achievement Award for his extraordinary contribution in carving a fine body of work in Matamgi Manipur, and for the dedicated service he has rendered for the growth of regional and national cinema.
Ngasigi Aikoina Manipuri film Gidamakta Askumatic Chow Namating Pangbiriba, Sark Yabiriba, outstanding personality sing Palistation Tokzabitorum Sida. Sri Dev Kumar Bose G, Hosi Lengberatuna, I could Pantuk Seribatorum Sima from the Nizis, there's a Kaka Pedacle. A guy from Nazabutari, Luena, Nasigi, Kai from Navigatorum Sida, Lantuk Sagadoriba, Nusizaraba, Token of Lapne, Punamaxi, Honorable Chief Minister, as you say, guess when Langson Beriba, Suri N. Beren Sinhona, Matamutan Kudol Tambina Bakadam Nolusari. Bukema Hanboina, Ikai Kumazariba, Sri Dev Kumar Bose, Makima from the Stolma, Memento, Lonena, Citation, Sagnaraba, filmmaker Sri Dev Kumar Bose, from the Kudol Tamjere.
And next, would like to request actor, director, respected Yankom Roma to be on the dais. Regarded as the face of Manipuri feature film in the celluloid era, Srimati Y. Roma is one among the earliest superstar actors. She has proved her mettle with super hits like Lamjar Parshuram, Olang Thagi Wang Madasu Paukum Ama, and Mayofigi Macha.
Yankom Roma Manipur film gi thadok na bayadraba khwadi gi tanglaba actor ni ngasi pantuk chariba Golden Jubilee celebration of Manipuri cinema na chehi angkai surupagi nungai re thorom sel jileng berapa ji state lengket berkle loinana Manipuri State Film Development Society gi sinjariba thorom sub sinjariba organization sigi maikai degini saknai rebi renowned Manipur film gi actor director gi mapamda hauzik ikai khumna jabu chabu ina langjariba kodol posting matang honorable chief minister asigi chief guest na khulol tambigi Sakna Director, Yankom Roma Taksaba Pondoksari, Lonian Honorable Chief Minister, Taksaba Pondoksari.
Now I would like to request respected Dev Kumar, Bose and Yankom Roma and the respected Chief Guest President and Guest of Honor of today's function to please release the Golden Jubilee souvenir.
Aikoina Semjariba Golden Jubilee say Yankai Surupagi souvenir si Ngasigi Lengsin Biriba, Ahan Bada, Suri Dev Kumar Bose ji. Yankom Roma Devi, Saknar Actor Director, Lunena, Nasigi, Chief Guest President of the Guest of Honor Singer, Punna, officially Nasigi Sovina, Lengsin Biribakwai, Punamakima from the release of Wigani. Golden Jubilee celebration of Manipuri cinema gi maramdani mapungwena maru eba article kaya yauraba souvenir hozik official wena myamang da phongdok charba matung.
Now would like to request respected Dev Kumar Bose ji. We would like to hear something from you, sir.
Asthma patient is wearing mask. It's very difficult to take the breath. So can't help. You know, Calcutta is corona is going on very much, so we have to take the protection. Okay, namaskar to all of you, the Chief Minister, and you, Manju. I'm very glad that I meet you, all of you. Just a short speech for me. I'm taking the paper. 9th April 1972 was a milestone day for Manipur. Applause it. This is the milestone day of Manipur. The first Manipuri film, Matungi Manipur, was released. Today, 9th April 2021, I stand up again to celebrate the Golden Jubilee of Manipur film industry. Dreams come true. Dreams come true. Nobody can believe that Manipur will produce feature film. But I came here and I enjoyed and I make them. I'm glad that they have come in me and honored me. I thank Honorable Chief Minister, Deputy Chief Minister, and other distinguished guests for inviting me to the celebration. I thank Manipuri Film Development Society and other organizations. Excitement is make me asthma. Manju, you understand? Excitement is always bad for human beings. Anyhow, when I thought to making a film in Manipuri language, a few friends in Calcutta had asked me, without knowing, how you can make a Manipuri films? Okay, sir, I know the film language. Understand, Manju? I know the film language. I told them, when they saw the film, they amazed. How, without knowing the language, how one can make a film and direct? How it is possible? Because of film language is there, that is the international language of filmmaking. I further told them that my father, that great Devaki Kumar Bose, the pioneer of Indian film industry, who told me, "Thot shudu nore, kotha bole chok." That lips just move. Listen to me. Lips just move. The eyes do the talking. After looking at the eyes, one can understand what the heart wants. Do you follow me? Do you follow what I say? It is a film technique I am going to tell you. I got film technician from Calcutta. When I want to make the film, I got lots of problems. But finding artists was so difficult. I began searching for new talented artists. After some time, I got few boys and girls who taught them how to act before camera. Do you understand? It was very difficult. They never faced the camera. How to act before movie, before camera, before sound system. It was so difficult. I taught them, and 6 months workshop was there to train them. I was so happy to find such talented people in Manipur. They were excellent. They helped me realize our dream. Matungi Manipur was created. I want applause. I want applause from my audience, because that first Manipuri film was released. I thank my producer Kadam Mohan for making the film. He helped me a lot. Uska family ko koi aaya hai? Mohan Kadam Mohan. Oh, you are there. Yeah. I would also like my team of friends who are part of the film. Sam Sharma ji, he is not present. Sam Sharma, Roma, he helped me a lot. Abraham Samarandu, Veer Babu, Rishi, Ravindra Sharma, Ved Moni, Indra Veda, Tamabum, Baby artist Amita and others. One person who inspired me the most was my wife Shipra Bose, who left us just few months ago. Oh, she came here to Manipur 2018 and enjoyed. And he has seen Manipuri people. She loved Manipur and people of Manipur. I have learned from Manipur. I got the first national award for these Manipuri films. I got so many awards, but first films I got the national award, that is Matungi Manipuri. I am proud of that. Being a Bengali, I came here to make films and I am successful. Government of India honored me by giving national award. I want applause from you, not for me, for the Manipuri film. You should enjoy the Manipuri films and film industry. One thing before saying anything, God has given us body. and mind. Keep your body healthy and a beautiful mind. Try to create one thing. Remember, it was told by my father, great father, try to create, don't manufacture films. It is a very big art, as the Chief Minister said, it is a big, very big media. Please try to create, don't manufacture, and you will be success. You know, a film director, an artist, always they are very much emotional. Emotional will create. Without emotion, we cannot survive. And I asked, I do not know any new filmmaker is there. I said, you enjoy the world, see the river, see the mountain, see the valleys, and be romantic to make films. This is my advice, all of you. Be romantic, otherwise you can't make movies. I thank you. I could have said you more because I am an asthma patient. That's why I have to stop my speech. My son, producer's son is there. He will warn me not to be emotional too much. But without emotion, one cannot do any creation. Do you understand? I thank you. Thagada-chari. I do not know. I try to understand. Because when I came to, when they are speaking to me, and that mic is there, you know, when I am giving the training, they were looking this, as I am looking this, away from mine. But I trained them how to act before camera, how to move, how to stand. Composition, film composition. What is composition? I am very glad that Manipuri artists are very talented. As the Manipuri dance, Manipuri sports, wonderful. So, emotional people come to Calcutta, from Calcutta to see you. Perhaps this is my last visit to you. I am 87, but I want to come very often to you. I asked my son, producer, to help me, to bring me, because I lost my wife, but my emotion is there. Please create, make Manipuri film industry in a world platform, and don't forget, don't manufacture, don't make it commercial. It will be, you will be enjoy the creation, it will learn. The film can give you very things. It can develop the country. A minister is there. Through film you can develop society. You through film, what you want to say, you can do it. So develop the film industry. I thank you, the Film Development Society. They are taking this Golden Jubilee celebrations. So my friends, my lover, my artist, Rama is there. I should conclude my speech because I am little emotional. Anyhow, good luck. God bless you. One day I want to see the Manipuri film in the world best, and this is my dream. And dream will one day come true. I believe in heart. The Manipuri film industry will be one day the top of the Indian cinema and top of the world cinema. That is my last desire to you. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you very much, Sir Kumar Bose ji. Your kind presence at the very outset of Golden Jubilee celebration of Manipuri cinema is immense. Thank you once again. Sige matunda nga sige election biribi Manipuri film gi kai khumnajaribi actor director Chemaroma Yangkom Roma election birkani ngasi pangtuk chari bathorum Manipuri cinema na che yang kai surupa sige pangtuk chari bathorum simari lenina wafam kharadang thambina bugidamur nolukna hangatchari. Ladies and gentlemen, Ichema Yangkom Roma.
Ngasigi Golden Jubilee celebration of Manipuri cinema asigi ngasigi da is the Lingsin Biriba Honorable Chief Minister ahanbada ehapna ikai kunaba seri mathangda Honorable Deputy Chief Minister Gimatunda Srimati Manju Bora filmmaker aduga Sivendra Singh Dangarpur founder director Film Heritage Foundation Dais the Lingsan Biribapunum Pusutun Jaragayana ikai kunabo cheri Nasi siam su emotional oi aksi nungai ba siam nungai ba degi hendok tana nungai kapning ban bu henna I the power brain a kalli Nasi the Gina Sahi Yang Higi Mamanga 1971 da Equina Calcutta Matamdu da Equigi Bangladeski Lan Hagatare Madugi Matamgi Iranian lading at the Calcutta Tamarum Subnalergayam Nawana Plamas Namkivani Aquina Studio the Gin Dang Lapomatam the maid hand Bayade Pura Calcutta Sorasi Black out the way Aduna Akogi Gari Sorok the Siri Bapunama as a maid hand Matayade Makada Makagi quick parking light to Talaga Yamwana Yam Tap na Quinelay Bamapam to Elgin Road I did the lake Madu the Laga Yamwana Namkiba Adugumba Equigi Manipuri Pilamni Nasi young cases in Cray. Now artist summer winner. Tamu the pause of a Malay. Equigi Manipuri cinema say Equigi Ting Hora Abasu. I must eat that and I Ninsang Mayam so Hajavani. Ting Hora Abasu. Indiagi Oina Duga. Malim Yun so Hazabata, Indiagi Wena so Yam Tiana, missing Yam Zedana. I could loan se Kangba, me Yam Zetaba Pilamamo and Ting the Torah Abasu. I could my partner Putoke Nay de Lozi. Carigino, I couldn't Yana Putopa. Madam Manipur Hariba, Karim the Kanja the Bakarim the train, the Bakarino Pilongarino, Karim the Kang the Pangzabaquina. Putokzaba Dugumba Aduga Taubudi Hagi director di Calcutta Mamang Leda de Kumar Bose Mazani Lingsin Bidei Nashi Yam Nuizi Mabu Zabasiam emotional oi Aduna Asumba Equigi Manipuri Pilamado Yana Naputopado President Award Panki Aduna Hamba Putopa Pilam the Award Pang by Sedum Tang Manena Koibu Yam the Miam the Tagat Biki Aduna Matam to the President Award Hadami Rastria Chalchitra Puraskara and Adumba Award the Pongiki Nico director say Adaba Matang the Namu Iguidana 1981 is a mining temple of Padam India given a Hana Grand Prix Award as a queen Manipuri Pilamasna Panki Aduna Aina pulling the pause of a say, a quick tina Manipuri film putok lagasu, a quick my partner or a hives a hygienic money. Nasi the young case cray. I could Manipurgi artist sing the Pilamgi, the Kondariba Maruina, no sings yam talented boy, among the yam talented over the director artist Miamam lay. I don't know, see the young case of was your powder, and a papana. Internationally attacked, the nationally attacked, the state get hanged. Maya, Mamma, a hoyi Pasapazova Pilam Putok, the night I work am Pankre. I don't know, Yam noising, I say, me say, and Young Pam Tankasini. I yam emotional, yam capning in Nungai, Shunungai, no I with it capning Benheli. I don't know, Tungi, Manipuri Pilamasi, Aramba as Hamagarina. I have now. Ngasigi with Asda, Haki, wishes of presenting as a Golden Jubilee, the Nimidasida, Missy Hazarakai, my own from the Zaraka.
Thagachari, Saknai Rabi actor, director, Yankom Roma Amadi, Manipurgi, Ahanba feature film, Matamgi Manipurgi, Matamdugi, superstar ni Amaromda, Aduga, Nasifobagi, Jenny Seda Thingnarakba, Wafam Karasu Thambiramba, Haningaritana Thagatpa Fondokchari. And next would like to request the respected guest of honor of today's function, Srimati Manju Bora, filmmaker, to say a few words regarding today's function.
Namaskar, Honorable respected Chief Minister and Deputy Chief Minister of Manipur, Dev Kumar, Bose Dada, and actor, director Romaji. I'm so thrilled, even Mr. Shimendra Singh, he is here. So I am so pleased. It is my great pleasure, in fact, and privilege to be present here in Imphal, celebrating the 50 years of Manipuri cinema. I congratulate the Manipur State Film Development Society along with the film community who are celebrating the Golden Jubilee year of Manipuri cinema, year through, and in the process paying tribute to the pioneers who initiated motion picture storytelling in this part of the country in spite of having heavy challenges of resources, skill, and awareness, and mostly not having any infrastructure to make a film in the early 70s, which Bose Dada will definitely has expressed, and we know about that. Cinema being the most popular and powerful medium, reflecting the true color of a place and its people, not only provides temporary entertainment, but it can also influence to shape up a society politically or culturally. And I strongly believe that government authorities and private organizations should come up to take initiative to promote good cinema in this region. If I talk about my own film journey of almost 24 years, which is based in Guwahati, Assam, I always like to say that I make Northeastern films. Northeast region and its people are the strength of my filmmaking. Some may differ with my expression by telling that cinema has no geographical boundary, nor it has a particular language, since it is always universal in character and it has only one language, the cinematic language. But still I feel that cinema has its own regional color, and with this color only we can attract the world audience. Once a well-crafted cinema attains its universal character, I think a regional film, small or big, can also connect with or communicate to world audience. When we talk about the Northeastern films, the first thing that comes to our mind is that the region does not have many theaters, and audience development has not been taken place, resulting in the lack of audience for quality cinema. The region, on the other hand, is a hotbed of ethnic, linguistic, and communal tensions. Even tenor of life is frequently disturbed due to these factors, and insurgency too is not uncommon. However, daring and passionate filmmakers are always emerging in the region, making quality films, even in such situations. This is proved by the spate of good films that have been made by many young and upcoming filmmakers from this region, which have been feted in many national and international film festivals and competitions and have brought laurels. The love for their culture, anguish they feel for the deprivation that their people suffer in many areas, have made these filmmakers tell their stories to the world audience through the medium of cinema. I think that is the secret behind the success of cinemas from Northeast. Manipur is one of the richest states of the country with its cultural heritage reflected in music, drama, literature, and handicrafts. Manipuri cinema has been occupying a very prestigious place in Indian cinema. Aribam Syam Sharma, the jewel of Manipuri cinema, is the most important and the finest filmmaker from this region that Northeast is always proud of. We always admire the cinematic beauty and craft of filmmaking in all his creations. Even the documentary films made by him are much talked about and recognized all through the country. Manipur can also be proud of other filmmakers like M.A. Singh, Makhan Mani, Mingsoba, Oinam Gautam Singh, H. Pawan Kumar, Meena, and a few others. I may not give the full list. Few others with their excellent work in each of their films. Recently, as a jury of the National Film Awards 2019, I'm very happy for the film Egi Kona, directed by Bobby Wahingbam, which received Rajat Kamal for Best Manipuri Film. The director is also recipient for the Best Book in Cinema in 2017 for his book Matangi Manipur, the first Manipuri feature film released in 1973, directed by our dear Kumar Bose, who is present here. We all are aware that the history of Manipur film is not always smooth. The film production in Manipur at one time was almost coming down to zero, and all the theaters closed down due to the local agitations like in Assam. But now I think as the digital films started, the Manipur films are getting expanded and a good numbers of films are being made, commercially released, and critically also getting attention as before. But at this juncture of the Manipuri films or any other regional films of this part of the country, we feel that the support of the government to promote the local films where a good members of cine artists and technicians are involved, their livelihood is cinema-centric. It is very important, and we look forward to Manipur film industry to be developed in its real sense in near future. Once again, I thank and congratulate the organizers of this beautiful and very significant event here, and giving me the opportunity to share the joy of Golden Jubilee of Manipur cinema with you all. My best wishes to Manipur cinema, which will always bring pride and glory to this region, I'm sure. And I thank you all, my dear audience, and all the dignitaries present here, all the members of the organizing committee. Thank you so much.
That was Srimati Manju Bora, renowned filmmaker of international repute. Thank you once again for a valuable speech, Srimati Manju Bora. May I take the privilege to call upon Sri Sivendra Singh Dungatpur, Founder Director of Film Heritage Foundation, would you please share some of your valuable words at the very outset of a Golden Jubilee celebration of Manipuri cinema.
Thank you very much. First of all, let me thank our Chief Guest, Honorable Chief Minister Sahab, Deputy Chief Minister Sahab, and of course, the legends of Manipuri cinema. I have a special regard for Kumar Bose, but of course his father, who was really the one, I think, we've all studied him, we've all learned from him. Nobody like Bose, one of the greatest directors India has produced, Bose. So sir, salute to you. I'm Manju Bora ji. And of course, all the great filmmakers from Manipur, some of them are my friends, and I'm missing Sri Aribam Syam Sharma ji today. I had the opportunity to see him. And thank you, Secretary Sahab. You're sitting hidden there, but all the hard work and all the efforts you've done to bring this 50 years of Golden Jubilee celebrations to this great place. Let me first, sir, we saw some wonderful clips, sir, and I would request the Chief Minister, we saw those wonderful clips, but what are we doing on preservation? How are we going to take these films across You know, I learned seeing Kumar Bose's films. I don't know how many of you have seen it. If P.K. Nair had not preserved those films, and they were not at the National Film Archive at some point, I would have not learned cinema. How do I learn a shot taking? You only learn when you watch films from the great masters. Like if you're a painter, you see Van Gogh, you see the great artists around the world, and you learn. But where is the Van Gogh painting? It's in a museum. It's well looked after. It is preserved. There are conservators who are working on preserving that heritage. So, sir, I was invited by Secretary Saab, and we had Johnson Rajkumar, who was a student of one of our workshops. And I think it's a pledge for the Film Heritage Foundation that the Northeast should have an archive of its own. And this is the dream of P.K. Nair, that every state which is film producing should have their own archive. That means celluloid film should be preserved. And I want to tell, a lot of you are shooting on digital. And let me just tell you something very interesting. You know, about 2 years ago, Christopher Nolan, one of the greatest filmmakers in the world, came to support our foundation. And we tested the celluloid film. And we realized that the power of a celluloid film is 24K. That means when you go to a theater to watch a film today, on digital medium, you're still watching a 4K. Only 4K. So unless you preserve celluloid, until 2014, we were only making celluloid films. Just remember that Lumiere brothers began making films in 1895. Raja Harishchandra was made in 1913. They're all surviving. And how easy was it for us to see it? You had a celluloid, you scanned it, and you see it. But look at the digital technology. They keep making you buy. We could have a museum here where people could come, could see what Mr. Dev Kumar Bose has done. Because it's not just about the visual medium of the film, but also about artifacts which he has. If there was a script, if there were photographs of the film, how was the film made? Please remember that what we create today is the future tomorrow. And that is how we need to preserve. So I would request the Honorable Chief Minister that to please initiate a heritage movement, a film heritage movement, where we need to preserve Manipuri cinema. But by preserving just Manipuri cinema, we should show the way to the entire Northeast. And Manju Boraji, I just spoke to, that Assam and Manipur are the two big states which make films. And there's nothing done there. I remember that how Mr. Janu Barua was trying with P.K. Nair. Again, another institution which could have really developed. And film development, please remember, any institute, whether it was FTII, it could only thrive because there was P.K. Nair there. We could only make films because we were shown great films. If there was no P.K. Nair, there would have been no FTII. And that is what I want Manipur to be. So thank you very much for inviting me. We want to hold a big workshop in November where we would invite international delegation to come and train, because to look after heritage, you need conservators. You need a proper infrastructure of people who can preserve these films. And it's very important that filmmakers across the world not only make films, but also think about preserving their films. So let's do a start and let it be the beginning of this golden jubilee. Let's sow the seeds, and Film Heritage Foundation is going to show the way. So thank you very much for all of you to be here, and I hope this is the beginning of a great heritage movement which we together can preserve the great cinema of India and Manipur and the Northeast. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sri Shivendra Singh Dungarpur, Founder Director, Film Heritage Foundation, for sharing your profound knowledge with us. Your speech was full of zeal and valuable information. Thank you once again.
Matanda Lakachari Batorumsi, felicitation to the pioneers of Manipuri cinema. Manipuri cinema gi Manglam Chapter, Lamyanba, Ubikibi Singh. Mohegi Mapum Dani, Nasi Pantuk Sadi Batorum Simmer Lenina, Ikaikumna Jabotaba. Hariba, Torum Sosi Lakachari, Lunena, Manipuri Film Development Society, Gimaiki Degi, Ikaikumna Jabo, Jagatori Basida, Nasigi, Dice the Langston Bediba, Honorable Chief Minister, Chief Guest, Nasigi Torumgi, Chief Guest for Bidibana. Ikaikumna Jabo Jabagi, Pizagatoriba, Kagi, Kudol Pot Kudimaxi, Pipina with the Mahambo Nology.
And first would like to request Thongam Haridas, film exhibitor, producer, promoter. Would like to request respected Thongam Haridas, film exhibitor, producer, promoter. Thongam Haridas was one of the pioneer filmmakers who forayed into the new wave Indian cinema, where mythologies and other formula films began to give way to social and contemporary theme by filmmakers Shyam Benegal, M.S. Sathu, Basu Chatterjee, Kumar Sahani and others continued. Thongam Haridas was one such Manipuri who took forward this tradition of filmmaking to greater heights of amalgamating indigenous elements with modern values through his film Kuthang Lamjil 1979. He also continued to bolster the Manipuri film movement by promoting and holding exhibitions of Manipuri films elsewhere in India. Would like to request Thongam Haridas.
Thongam Haridas, Ikaikum Zazir Pabung Haridas, Nasiki Torum Sing Siling Directory and Takwirevzi, Secretary Mike Deginedona Quina, Langzariba, Kodal Port Kudimak, I go officially Yum the Salakatins and Britain that looks again, Matunda Rambam, Lokendra, screenwriter, filmmaker, film activist, and actor. Siria Rambam Lokendra is an ardent critic of performance art, along with the distinction of being one of the actors in Matamgi Manipur, the first Manipuri feature film. Besides his philosophy in ethno-indigenous choreography and intercultural dialogue on performance art has been a valuable contribution. He was awarded Sanginat Academy Award, New Delhi, for theatre in 2004.
And to do the honor, would like to request the respected chief guest of today's function, Honorable Chief Minister Sri N. Biren Singh.
Oza Rambam Lokendra Hoji, stays the Langsing Biroza, Bogu Kaikuna Zabuchari.
And next, would like to request Chongtham Kamala, playback singer. Known for her evergreen melodies like Lapna Lotna Layu, Tata Tabungton, Ita Manja Kada Chatlani, and many more songs which continue to capture listeners in Manipur, Srimati Chongtham Kamala Devi is one of the most accomplished and the first playback singer in Manipuri cinema. Having co-edited two anthologies of Binodini's work, Kamala's renditions of her songs have received widespread adulation and appreciation in the state to these days.
Chongtham Kamala Devi, ngasi lengbe kadabinadu, she's not keeping well today. Ngasi sangam drain paudu officially pibiri amnungai jadi. Aduna chema Kamala gi mapum dasu officially ngasi gi kai kumna jabi gi koi polum khodimaksi yum da thinjana bigi du tanza logjage mathang da KSS Rashi Devi actor Srimati KSS Rashi Devi's journey to film stardom has been both inspirational for women of the state and motivational to aspiring actors. Her role of Ekashini in Imagining Them has won millions of hearts for her invaluable contribution in Manipuri cinema. Lifetime Achievement Award in the 13th Manipuri State Film Awards is being conferred to her. KSS Rashi Devi, Shema Rashi Devi, Hozik, Mapam Sida, Lingbirakli Yamla Chinglimna, Nasiki Thorum Siobidi, Adombikai Kumazabutri.
And next would like to request respected Kangabam Tomba actor, popularly known as Lamja Tomba for his unforgettable role as the protagonist of one of the most popularly known film, Lamja Parshuram. Sri Kangabam Tomba is one of the first superstars of Manipuri cinema. His passion in acting transformed him from a school teacher to a popular actor in theatre and motion picture. Olang Thagi Wang Madasu, in which he took the protagonist role, outshined Bombay Heavyweight Sholay as the longest running film of its time.
Ikai Kumnazariba, Manipur gi Saknariba actor, Manipur film gi heart and the soul of Sri Kangabam Tomba. Hozik stage election Birkle, Umbu, Ikai Kumnazbo, Sri Taramlok Sri. Next, we have Sri Ngangbam Swarnajit, art direction, costume, makeup artist. Beginning at the very early age of 12 as traditional costume and cultural outfit designer, Sri Ngangbam Swarnajit was conferred National Award for the Best Costume Designer of the film Safavi in 1984. From then on, there was no looking back for the first indigenous makeup artist and costume designer. Having worked in various films as makeup artist and art director, his contribution in Manipuri cinema will remain invaluable.
Ikai Kumnajariba Oja Ngangbam Swarnajit. Ngasiki Chinglim na Batharam Masida, Lingbirakpa Haining Aligdana Tagat Pafong Dokjari. Next, would like to request Laimayum Banka Sharma, filmmaker, screenwriter, lyricist. Regarded as one of the pioneer filmmakers in the celluloid era, Sri L. Banka Sharma is not only a popular filmmaker, but he has also penned everlasting lyrics of films such as Maichak and Madhavi. His films have proved success in box office.
Ikai Kumnazariba, Sri Banka Sharma, Uzik, stage election Berkeley, Adombu, Ikai Kumnazbu, Zari, Taranok. Matanda Sri R.K. Bidur, film critic. Regarded as was one of the most prominent film critics in India and promoter of Northeast cinema, Sri R.K. Bidur Singh is the founder president of the Manipur Film Journalists and Critic Association. He has been active for several decades in the film society movements. For his work in the film movement in India, Sri R.K. Bidur Singh was awarded as Best Critic in the 56th National Film Awards for 2008. Hozik Aina Panjariba Yambung R.K. Bidur ngasigi thorum sida shagi achunba lebibadagi yorupa ngamdre na officially takpidi ekoi madu miss to bino wata phongdok chari.
And next would like to request Laimayum Surjakanta Sharma, film activist, producer, director, editor, cinematographer. Sri L. Surjakanta Sharma's name has become synonymous with the state feature film pattern shift. Beginning his film career as an editor, he ventured into cinematography with Ingele and Kontang. As a filmmaker, he has made a number of memorable hit films.
Matanda Sri L. Dhanachandra Sharma, screenwriter. Sri L. Dhanachandra Sharma is one of the popular writers of stories, script, screenplay, and dialogue, with more than dozens of Manipuri feature films. Notable among his films are some of the biggest box office hits like Madhavi, Kanaga Hinghauni, Ingele, and China Call. May I request Sri Laimayum Dhanachandra Sharma. Sanatumba, Zik, stage da, Lexin directly. Adombu, Sinjari Pigi Mike Degi, Ikai Kunuza was a Burludena, Takas of Pondok City. Matunda R.K. Kripa, director, actor. Sri R.K. Kripa debuted with celluloid film Ingale, which became an instant hit in the box office. After the celluloid era, he also continued his contribution towards the digital film movement with like-minded and devoted film personalities in this that marking the evolution of Manipuri cinema into a self-reliant industry. Yabung R.K. Kripa, Zik Stezelanka Pirakle.
Next, would like to request Chan Haisnam, producer, director, actor. Shri Chan Haisnam, the chubby comic actor in the popular television production Mau Interview and Mayo Figi Macha, debuted as a director with Kanaga Hinghauni along with Shri K. Vishwamitra as the co-director. An experienced filmmaker who has worked on different mediums such as celluloid, video and digital, he has played pivotal role in creating a robust film industry in the state. Would like to request Chan Haisnam to be on the stage.
Sri Chan Haisnam, Sisu Secretary na tapiraping matungin officially lagpang amroy habire habi nunga jadi ngasigi thorum siam yahon janing badu mistawi nunga jarpon matangda last but not least Sri Moiranthem Nilamani Singh Manipur ki film putupasingi marakta ahanba producer of film gi maram da suiba masamak advocate ni putoki film paf khonje sinasingba celluloid film ma silver screen da koi miyaw gi damak putol tambiramba yamne kai khum nazariba Sri Moiranthem Nilamani Singh Housing stage length directly, Luinana. Nasiki Torum selling Berepa, Asuki Matek Aquina, Harau Zebanua, Pontok Sabagal Luinana, Adum Butaran Osari, Luinana, Manipur Film Development Society, Mike Degi, Honorable Minister, Mortson Biraga, Lantuxari Bakachariba, Kotor Pulsing Simatangotang, Lowin the Bagit of Nulungangachari. ngasi election beri bakwai punam ki mangda ai koina ming khar panjari ba ka khachari ba me khar sina manipur film gi pungsup supa pungsu subadna cha de du manipur state film development society gi maiki de gi golden jubilee celebration si hokdok sar ko matam da kai khumna je bo chaba yar ba me khar da ma khana khanga charaga madu kodol tamjab gi thorom si mapun phan be punam pu thak chari Sumaina ngasigi pantok ser thorom si sei ma chupna panthor po matamda aikone silaka dor batungan tongan ba thorom sing matang pai ka char ka dor ba sigi khutang da sigi tanja lauraga face by face manipur film gi taseng na sakna da be menen personality sing contributor sing punamak si aikoi nai kai khumna je uchbagi thorom madu makhata nai koi pai ka char kani ada mayam punamang su film nung si punamang su mo si support of you maklok biu babong phaba golden jubilee celebration mo hen biu han lo sari.
Now would like to request the respected chief guest of today's function, Honorable Chief Minister Shri N. Biren Singh, to address the gathering.
Yamna puning nungsiba haiba tare mayamgi lai oiraba mayamgi wari aduga hujik leiriba halaman mayam artist aduga kugi Manipuri cinema bo Pitribi ki thakta Bharat ki thakta asoba stage amada pukat pirambi mayam Ningsing boina sahi yankai shurpagi Ningsing gista ariba ekoina amta unazage na fangdaba maruiba alaman sing unazaba fangbada ingona su yamna emotional loiba phawi atu masigi sinbiriba Manipur Film Development Society gi mayam punamak ai thagachari da sugumba Manipuri cinema na Sahi yankai surukpagi sugumba Golden Jubilee celebration sida Dais the Lengsin Biriba Shri Wajwe Kumar Singh, Honorable Deputy Chief Minister Manipur, aduga Srimati Manju Bora, Assam dagi filmmakers, aduga Shri Sivendra Singh Dungapur, Founder Director Film Heritage Foundation. Yam Maruina, Shri Dev Kumar Bose, filmmaker, aduga isema Rama Devi, aduga atai mang the lengsin biriba award phangbi khiba yamna maru oiba ikoina sangnai raba kai kumna ningai oiraba filmmakers sing aduga artists sing Lengsin biriba artists, some of the filmmakers, my ampunamang media friends, invitees, media friends, they kai kum no city. The saying on the quiggy Dev Kumar Bose, say Manipur Sure, 87 years. Mana Manipur, Calcutta, the Gish, the Sigi film. 50 years ki celebration sigi de muktak mana lak pi bodo mana laka na sida masan paga purga masazo azmana riba do sigi marak sida mana Manipuri film gi adu Manipuri care to da adu gidam kine ni ngasai hogal laga ma boy na clap to do ai boy magi adu gumba Manipuri ai khoi gi de mukta mana wa khiba hona khiba ise maro mano ji haikre Matamgi Manipur, Karmaina Matamdu 1971, the Namge, Bangladeshi war Akanba Maraktuda. Sugma Mayamsi, Ni, Equi Manipura, am Saltona Equina, sometimes Equi talent, Equi Manipuri sing the lady. Any field artist, the sports, the art and culture, the human resource, education gi lam da oigara what I kwisi what the but only the things I gi am collective oiba unitely pot ama to matam da lingjen manana pun sangmina gi pot madu hujik am na hore amaga ma corporation pinaba amana bu inkhatnaba singdhanaba nataba inkhatnaba se ma chauta aduna ainau sanjuna secretary oiraba matungda sense kar porna bi ko yam kana hone kari kari artist sing de kari wali film maker sing de kari wali film kapke na khanba sing tawgudaba sing de kari kari koina mateng pi be aduna koina start of the even kana gumbi film kapning ba film tong semning ba aduda funding pi ba ko gi start ki policy da ko hap ki bani adagi artist singi ai yamba oza Manipur gi film star legendary oza to mona yamba to mona stage da hair me asimo sumai to guna artist singi pencil scheme hogdok pi dana to yam nungai re masidai na masi kudong tab silor ga masu hainingi loina mi pung kuding mai pakte lamjen mi sama sakjen na bada first second third ahum khatani position lo ge doida magdraga 90 ga 7 ama dile ho godoine moidu kari tawni modu gi policy modu gi schemes ne ekoina semjari ba mayam gi awana mating pangna na ba ana hujiksu lakh ani ahum dagi income taana lakba singdi loina eligible loibani thabada aduga national awardee state awardee gumbasina thadali singmani mani phangadabani aduga awardee nataba normal gina lising ani ga changa phangadabani aduna artist sing nungai ba yawi yam wana lebi yawi yam wana lebi su yawi yamna nungai na lebi su yawi aduna madu hariba gomena sinjariba khudong sa basi logbiu haidna I ahan bada mayamna thamjabani Manipur gi cinema gi history 1936 adugumba Manipur gi leikidraba sangairaba Maharaj Kumar Pirobata 18mm gi matamduda movie camera sinai masagi aina Kumar Bose filmmakers magi da film gi da makairam manufacture to gunu creative creation to godabne maram di sidi sema saraga smaina yo tongna sema gi aba pot na te yam emotional to ba wakhal de tholpa creative ideas sing duna ne ma si film power ba and babung sam yaurum da basi hoi manga saila amaga leite bagi ken tawi babung sam yamna ikoi gi pichwi de Manipur gi film tasena saktak pa aduga bharat ta yam kanna puthok masak khangali basi babung sam gi soba magi contribution lei ekoina okoi bo isor dong nei koi ningjaba khanjabani koina aduna matam gi Manipur na ga matam du da tawkriba isema lei masai da su koi gi thabung ton gi het isei do tabada natraga magi kenogi koi gi acting action do uba kan da dum aseng man ba haidar aseng man adugumagi talent ko yamna atang bani ana sai isena jo haigiba ahan ba puthok ko film na bharat ki adugumba president award phangba ngamagadi why not haibado the function phangi hujik Manipur gi film gi to honna riba mayam si honna belep ti yam kan tawi adu bai khoi infrastructure watpa monetary support watpa adugumbaduna yam ka hena chawna international level da or national level da compete tawbada kodong sada ba khrade mayong ne have se koi government na su fil tawi adubu ekhoi government is well prepared maramdi cinema na ekhoi da pidi ba kanaba ekhoi bu sakta ko da pidi ba ekhoi society sibu sumthona ba hona ba pidi ba ekhoi tungi mirol da tamhogada ba thamami masak sing achouba hiram amane hai batai koi education ki achoba part amane ne koi lobani aduna Manipuri cinema koi yokhana bai koi sarkar sina thabak kya muk lokhali koi ge ngasai hai ki Manipur Film Development Council koi link kalle adagi Manipur Film Development Corporation haina thawang kana matung da hujikti Manipur State Film Development Society haina di structure tawre adagi Manipur State sign policy approve tawkhre the sign policy mapung khana sanabu yangsina bhandak the Manipuri sign commission linkat khre maramdi systematically sataba yadaba amani akhoi gi se follow up like daba koi Manipur gi koi gi ba generally soi ba si kaino akanda thaba am tawre society am seme committee am seme atraga kaino me establish tawre du madu gi follow up si like daba adu dani koi ne hek maram makta fail oi dise adu madu gi follow up procedure sama phajana thamna ne be koi hari ba pot mayam se koi tawre ngasai signed kaino go policy semba dagi commission linkat pa haibna chingba mayam se anna Manipur si ina khulaba cultural heritage some the art forms sing da mukta saktup sei aduga sahi sa kaya asida artist sing nai ko heritage sing ak sen bagi laru bi bathoga si khak ngatna malem da sumasi gi fajaba si uthok ni bani ngasi mak aina akoi hujik sangara matak da kar buka da yamna ningba kai ningai oi ba haibata akoi gi ariba film kapki bagi roles in film sing si fajana preserve torom da bagi mafam leiram da bagi mangdana adi ko wahai ka dana leibasing do adu nungaite aduna hujik ai yamna encourage tawi akoi gi anobala iba office bearers sing sina madugi museum sema kanda inawama kanogin he museum gi expert ni hai archaeologist ari basing sigi thamna na bagi mai chemical ga hapoga film sing do amuk reprint over yana na bagi do gi process ka tawni khone na ngonda hai do yam nai madu yam tangai fade maram di ari basing sai si romana hai ki ba 71 da matam gi Manipur si ai sum Punjab ga ni namna bhona da wa gi ba kari to gi ga madu da lei ri posting to heng tungi mirona madu tamjiningai wai gani aduna museum lei ri ba dagi koi gi nasai sanjuna hai ba da lei ri ba koi gi camera roll thambam du kano gi koi gi AC drakar nei hai ba adu masing tangai phada basing do government is always ready to help adu koi mating pangana bai ko soi tok jage laibak thibadi koi gi art form sing ase ngak sen ba madi sakot na bi maru ba thodang lori ba art practitioner sing ase lisang sina sel thungi khudong sa ma mat phang na hinglak ko se support play ta ba haibata talent yam leiba yam ni tongning ba yam su tawba aduga asai gi financial background du leitabina aduna makhoi gi wakal lok sing hai sing ba madi makhoi na katholi ba sing adu sakhang ba du ulagasu makhoi na performance piba toklaba matung da di asai gi aina hajabadu sel thungya ya ba yam mayok na kanda hingba life ama oiba aduna a film yawra me ye film gumma me ye a film nama me ye tawrisi yango yam wana leina ba nungai ta ba du gumbagi lei ta ba nate aduna ne khoina kano do yam na khallaba matung da say not only in the films lila ge hairo lila drama torum ba hairo ma tawla yawri ngai mata stage tawri ngai mata na mayam khoba khoba what is stage du lip to khana magi masana na ra kana film to kana hanne ge ni na ba le ta ba han resource thamok da ba adu ma mayam du da gi ne khoina government na khoi gi artist in this scheme sune khoina tawjeraga angam ba khar da shu mateng pang ba humanity support ne khoina hona jadi ba aduna khoi gi ina khulna ba khoi gi kare haitare traditions masi khoi sakhangal liba posidi yamna artist singi art culture Manipur policy han tasina ha ga art culture sports but now hujikti masak khangba hore aina rahan jo haijabdo ko human resource to gi mati wangi ko handak the SSB gi NDA gi exam competitive exam the UPS meet tarada ni thoi IS exam da mi mapan prelim pass or ise final sang dor bani aduna ai nahan ngarang mathang nahan do ai mayam na suena khamgira bani ko adagi Matthew haiduna IS ki direct coaching India gi wena coaching piri ba institution linkali ba kang bo sei direct kauraga hana visually akoinal pa crore amaga makhai mo puthoga tawbani UPSC ki coaching se adu handaki laiba jundagi di no yada IST coaching piri waja singdo sidai da Manipur da lahalo ikom skomi Delhi dagi Imphal lak pai se only 2.5 hours then inak nang na lere city hotel lere dagi madugi moigi coaching class tawna na ba madugi room moigi waja singi laibam khopam khoi loi pini konen tabna haina dana sina sina koi jun tha dagi direct UPSC ki coaching IS ke tawna bi coaching si Manipur da thamna na ba ina da mai tawna dum so koi ngara almost yana re haidana mai nai mayam tam jage aduna koi yam sangna ai matam lokde rori ke Manipur si ngasai na haje ngarang so aina apil ma tok jabani corona gi hujik laiba masigi si koi tarai na lobo yaroi honorable prime minister ngarang Manipur Bharat ki laiba chief minister mayam koi virtual conference tawi madudai da yamna state yamna concern loiba states si Maharashtra gumba Karnataka Chhattisgarh adagi even Gujarat adagi UP yamna alarming oiba situation lakpa Delhi su ri hankale and Manipur da ngarang aikhoi su pharma bane kunthra nimfu adai dagi da lairama bane ado ngarang si mi mapan mitra trukumba ngarang hengkatpa adui manungda travel kaino dagi mapan dagi lakpa da airport ta mari ma positive oiba adagi kaino da akhoi jiri lom dagi lakpa da jiri ga kaino ga hawalle akhoi gi mau go su jiri lom dagi lakpa da bus da mari ma thengna ba adna sumai tor kan dai khoi se kitang section da ba yada ba situation lai aduna ne ina ngarang so ina appeal tok jeb yaring ge koi se ngasi mak taw risi adum social distancing adum phajana maintain to biraga tawbu taraga su marks phajana upiraga phaminaraga thabak tawbe yada ba sing ade school su ai class 6 tagina 9 bhawa amuk hangbado 8 bhawa hangbado ai review to wona ngasi haigi bani maram ni angang sing si bhap ta de ba angang ngatanina class 6 tagina 8 bhawa hang angtang review to bisi aduga 9 dagina 9 ena ba phawdi hang bada bhap ta na bina social distancing kari kari fajana tawruga yarani na haije gi bine duna mayam gi cooperation support na tragadi hariba aikhoi gi sigilaina sidagi so khoi thengna banga moi aikhoi khatana isana cheksalaga thengna gada bani haidana ai mayam na mai thamjaningi aduna wafam khraje haijaraga Manipur gi cinema na khoi sahi angkai mapung pharakpa Manipur guma pikraba singlaiba yamna shortna trouble state ena mayamna longna number state da cinema gi sahi angkai gi celebration tawbungam baga yamna historic ni yamna masi yamna southok chaningai ni aduna ai artists singa madi filmmakers and Manipur da leiba mayam gi damakta ai isana ai mayam khorum jari ai southok job pokjai mayam gi damakta ai appreciate of jari congratulate of jari aduga या मरो इन देव कुमार बोसे आपको हम प्रणाम करता हूँ आपकी वजह से मणिपुर का फिल्म हिस्ट्री में कुछ आया है सच यू हैव स्टार्टेड इन द 70s and I really congratulate for visiting here taking all the troubles from Calcutta to Imphal thank you very much and the wapam khasi thamjaba loina na ai kai gumamda declare tokjage that I declare Golden Jubilee of Manipuri cinema open. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Ngasigi thorumgi chief guest winner lesson be kai kumzariba Honorable Chief Minister Shri N. Biren Singh chief guest ki warul thambira mangang kulitan thagsa phondokjari loinena hojik makha chatharak thorom da thamjari bambar woi thorom si chief Minister gi artist singi tengbang. Hairiba scheme si hauki basai ing lising ani shuk na kungi Mars ki tang taramangada. Honorable Chief Minister masamakna lautok pikhiba scheme ni scheme sina hojik Chief Guest ki space marakta su yawiramba Manipur gi artist singi tungan ba hiram kaya da koi sothariba marwoina financially ekoi da wajariba punamaksida kariguma kharadang waribasu mateng pangbangam gadra karmaina madugi ngakloksi pigani adu karmaina puning thogutkani habisigi pandamda sembi khiba scheme si hek lautho matung hojik sahi olapasida maruena scheme si chanaba hore habidugi ahan ba phongtok chebanumini sida area kharada ekoina Manipur gi artist khara aikona khangachare ba artist singi mapamdang asi Honorable Chief Minister Sulengsin Mena Leviri scheme sigi kuthang da pibe yaba mating singdu piba hauragani habadugi madugi chapchaba sing is believing madugi pandam du koi phongdok chabani ngasi warsi piba hauragani tengbang piba hauragani habadugi tanjaduni hoji local service aduni area singdu kari da pigadong no habdu bidal prealism to patoke.
Chief Minister Gyati Singhi Tingbang. In short, the scheme CM80 was announced by Shri Nongthombam Biren Singh, Honorable Chief Minister Manipur on 15th March 2020, with an aim to provide financial assistance to the artist community as a part and as a support and encouragement. The scheme comprises the following components: scheme for artist pension, assistance for international and national festivals, scheme of financial assistance to the cultural group for training and new production, support for purchase of instruments and equipment, scheme for award to distinguished artists, linking with start of Manipur scheme for artists, and lastly, linking with Chief Minister Gi Hakshil Gi Tingbang for artists.
Andaki chahi wena hanba scheme si hokduk charapada pension scheme gi wena punna artist Samriga Kuntranite 432 artists hauzik pi nenaba khanjaraba duga cultural group ki wena punna group yankhai mari masi available training and new production assistance high areas the mating pijagadabani loinana satra satri singi altogether trained 14 students will be supported for purchase of equipment and instruments aduga 3 national awardee will be honored aduna hairibasi hojik ngasigi thorom sidani sigi tanjasi logjaraga ekoi kai khumjanaba chabasida maruina ahan batang kakki wenani mioi khara ekoi khangasi music domta han haibiu package wena
ahan bada pensioner to be honored Srimati Oinam Dhoni folk dance Sanginatak Academy awardee mathangda Sri Laisham Madhuchandra Singh visual art Manipur State Kala Academy awardee masung Srimati Yangnu Golmai music Manipur State Kala Academy awardee training and new production the Rhythms of Manipur for music, Performing Arts Center for dance, Manipur Dramatic Union for theatre, Art Society Manipur for visual art, purchase of equipment and instrument, Miss Sonia Angom for dance, Sri Fizam Mahendra Singh for music, Miss Thangjam Yaisna Devi for thangta, an award to distinguished artists, Sri Riben Masangwa Padma Shri 2021, Srimati Hanjabam Ongbi Radhi Sharmi Padma Shri 2021, Miss Venice Kaisam Pradhan Mantri Rashtriya Bal Sakti Puruskar 2021 in visual art.
Hariba ngasigi ming panjariba tungan ba kona package all together package mari ni sigi manungda yauriba sakna deba kai kumnajariba artist sing matang koi package wise kokachage karthuna stage da lengsen berna nixing jari lonena ngasigi chief guest wena lengsen ber honorable chief minister na koi ngasigi lantok chaduri scheme sigi beneficiaries sing the pdiba koi mating sing si lantok pinenda doluk sari yahan bada Srimati Onam Dhoni folk dance Sanginatak Academy awardee Anishubha Sri Laisram Madhuchandra Singh visual art ni Manipur State Kala Academy awardee Lunana Srimati Yangnu Golmai music ta Manipur State Kala Academy awardee Lantok Sakadar Basil Gimating Marwina si checkboard wena hozik Langzeri Basil Honorable Chief Minister na sigi Srimati Oinam Ongbidoni folk dance Sanginatak Academy awardee Sri Laisa Madhuchandra Singh visual art Lunana Srimati Yangnu Golmai Hozik Nakta Kuna Yanzari Simarwena, pensioner sing, the pensioner car tuni, Sigi Carson and Haying, Matunda Matamata Kogi, beneficiary sing na Kogi, pension sing lobby bottom the car system season the regular lobby Biara, the check board, Hozik, a honorable minister na Lantukpiri.
Matang asida thamjaning ba wafam amana handak khanjariba pension scheme gida 432 artists chamriga kontrani toy aikoina khara khanga charaga assembly koina ngasi gi thoram asigi kudong chaba si lawzaraga aikoina paisa si haizaba tari sel gi mateng ngasi pijabani duga lemhoriba artist singi bank account na chingba singda aikoina masigi sel gi tingbang asi adumak matam chana yohanjagani haibasi masu thamjari.
Srimati Yang Nu Golmei, music tani, Sima Yang Nu Golmei, Manipuri Matamisei, All India Radio Imphal, DDK Imphal Gap of Artists when he says Sapi and the Miam, Totona Sakanaribi artist, Srimati Yang Nu Golmei, Chim Taxa Punduset.
And next for training and new production, Sri R.K. Sanatomba for Rhythms of Manipur, Sri T.A.'s Mani Singh for Performing Artists Center, Sri S. Kesoram for Manipur Dramatic Union, and Sri Y. Nabachandra Singh for Arts Society Manipur.
Ming Panjariba, training and a new production gi, Rhythms of Manipur, Performing Artists Center, Manipur Dramatic Union, Lunena Arts Society Manipur, Ming Panjariba, representative Singh, stays the lesson Bernard Rosary.
Sri R.K. Sanatomba for Rhythms of Manipur, and the Tingbang, Selgi Tingbang is comprised of rupees 80,000. Ikai Kunajariba Oja is Kishoram for Manipur Dramatic Union. Amasung masigi Selgi Tingbang asida Lishing Marifugi. La kamagi o basil giting bangi checkboard ni si pizariba.
Performing Artist Center gi hozik Lengsad Break City TH Mani Singh Performing Artist Center gi Matanda Art Society Manipur, Sri Y. Nabachandra Singh, Art Society Manipur. Performing artist, yes. Performing Artist Center, Sri T.S. Mani Singh, Election with Labor Honorable Minister na, Check Board se uji kutol tambiri. Uza T.S. Mani Singh thak sa punduk sari, sige matanda Art Society Manipur gi Sri Y. Nabachandra Singh, Election Birakani, Lona na, ngasi Chief Guest with Honorable Chief Minister gi Maike degi Check Board, lagwi na banoluk sari.
And next would like to request Miss Sonia Angom, Government Dance College for dance, Shri Fizam Mahendra Singh for music, Shri Balmukunda Dev Music College, and Miss Thangjam Yaisna Devi, Thangta, Manipur University of Culture, for purchase of equipment and instrument.
Kausar Miss Sonia Angom, Shri Fizam Mahendra Singh, Loinana, Miss Thangjam Yaisna Devi. Miss Sonia Angom, Government Dance College, Sigi matanda Fizam Mahendra. Sri Sri Bal Mukundev Government Music College. Matanda Miss Thangjam Yasna Devi, Manipur University of Culture.
Thank you so much. Next award to distinguished artist Shri Riwin Masangwa, Padma Shri 2021, Srimati Hanjabam Ongbi Radhe Sharmi, Padma Shri 2021, and Ms. Venice Kaisam, Pradhan Mantri Rashtriya Bal Sakti Puruskar 2021 in Visual Art.
Distinguished artist Singi Mapamda Lantok Sariba Selgi Tembangani Chief Minister Gi Artist Singi Tengbang Sigi Skim Sigi Makada Pizaba Selgi Tengbangni Ahan Bada City Ruben Masangwa Zilian Simbirle Honorable Chief Minister Gi Mike Digni Check Board Oziklobi Matung Matanga Srimati Hanjabam Mongbi Radhe Sharmi Padma Shri 2021. Srimati Hanjabam Mongbi Radhe Sharmi Wangjing Sorok Haibam Laikai Delebini Adu Yam Nungai Zabadi Polo making and the polo Shepasigi Lamgani Yamna Tajadanaikogi traditional art form Sigi Matanga Padma Shri Awarsi Bharat Sarkana Sakangvidana Bibirapa Jahi Swisagi 87 say Murputarin Musurabe my bibni matorni Asilangirapa Naji Tax of Pondusari Matanga Miss Venice Kaisam Pradhan Mantri Rashtriya Bal Sakti Puruskar 2021 in visual art.
And an announcement, pensioner card may be collected by the concerned from the Directorate of Art and Culture Office at Palace Compound, Imphal from 16th April 2021 onwards during office hour.
Ngasigi Lakpi Kibar Tispunam Tagas Punduksari, Honorable Chief Minister Sunga Pelitan Tagas Punduksari.
Mathang asina Thoramasi Makacha Tazarapoina, Nasigi Thoramasigi, President Gifam Langda, Lingshin Biriba, Ikaikumna Jeriba, Honorable Deputy Minister Shri Vaijoy Kumar Singna, Nasigi Thoramasigi Presidential Speech, Tambina Bagidamakta, Noluk Nahangachari.
Celebrating the Golden Jubilee of Manipur cinema on the occasion of the completion of 50 years of its journey. Function asigi Chief Guest Honorable Lingshin Biriba Sri N. Biren Singh, Honorable Chief Minister of Manipur, aduga loina na Guest of Honor ki Phamam Langda Lingshin Biriba Srimati Manju Bora, renowned filmmaker of Assam, Sri Sivendra Singh Dungarpur, Founder Director Film Heritage Foundation, and along with Sri Dev Kumar Bose, Director of the first Manipuri feature film Matangi Manipur, Loinana Hariba Matangi Manipuri film is the actress Wina Kumbi Giba, Madam Roma Devi, Aduga Loinana Film Society ki Manipur State Film Development Society ki members in Aduga Lingbirakliba artist mayam, director, producer, amamam to aina maming khangjabenati loinamak aina panjarga loinana koigi प्रेस की इचिनो ख्वाई पुनमकु याद हंबदा अइना इगी माइकेदिगी इकाई पुनवा उच्चरी सेंगना हरबदा हाइबा गसिगी नुमिरेसी it's a very proud day today. Small state like Manipur, though of course Manipur had been known for its culture, for its arts. Among the classical dance, Manipuri dance from the northeast is the only dance which is considered to be, which is included in the classical dance. And basically what we have seen is boys and girls, so they are all imbibe all kinds of different kinds of art forms, etc. So there are with such background, it's no wonder that we have come to this day. Looking back, I think we had a view of the glimpses of Manipuri film through this 50 years, and it was quite revealing, and it was quite, what one would say, refreshing to see how the development has taken place. In one way, I'm also somewhat associated because Dev Kumar Bose will probably, I think, on the occasion of this Manmohan Singh lifetime achievement, I was there, I'm at distance, and Manmohan Singh is my father-in-law. I'm married to his daughter. That's how I associated with the Manipuri film. What I see, I think natural question that arises is, we have reached so far. From where to, how to? I think these are the questions which needs to be thought about or to be introspected. Hanagi, the pioneers of films, Manipuri film, feature films, if you take each of the name, they were people from well-to-do family who could afford the kind of financial requirement the filmmaking needed. Take any of the name, even in my father-in-law, then others, Thongam Haridas, and so many others and other things. Now, these people, they made these films not to make money, but to promote the arts and culture of Manipur through the medium of cinema. Aduna, to begin with, when it started, unlike other film industry, in Manipur, it was purely with the motive of preserving, nurturing culture and arts forms of Manipur. That's what I believe. And that I think anyone going through these things would understand that. So the motive was not making money. It was basically, it was not a commercial, the motive or the target was not commercial production of films. It was for the sake of personal satisfaction, for the sake of preserving the culture and the art form of Manipur. Today, those pioneers are gone. When I look, what I find is that today, the filmmakers, producers today are not as well off as those people. This is the scenario one sees. And another thing that what I've seen is that in the beginning, lots of audience, lots of people watch the movies. there were theatres. So basically, earnings was also quite substantial. Today, things have changed. Now see, the theatre later, the audience also is not to that large extent as it used to be. So what we have to think of from now onward is, basically it has to be, of course, the government is right behind the film industry of Manipur. Honorable Chief Minister has made so much useful policy to see that the artists are provided for. But then that itself will not be enough. What we have to see is, if the Manipuri film industry has to really flourish, then we have to see that the audience are brought back, interests are more generated. So what I think is, today, this new generation of filmmakers, producers will have to think about how to attract, how to bring the audience back. Without the audience, cinema will die a natural death. That is my belief, and that I think you will agree. Why theatres? Why these things, dramatic? We used to have so many theatres, all these things. These are dying even because we are not able to attract the audience. Why? Introspection has to be done. I think things have changed. I think if you really look at this film, Matamgi Manipur, the glimpse we saw of Thabungdur. See, what is the difference of that film and the others that we see? In that film, it reflects Thabungdur. Everyone here, I think many of my age will still remember this lullaby, or what you may call it, the mother sings to her child. And this was part of Manipuri culture. It is very much part of Manipuri culture. This reflects, that sort of thing, reflection should be there. Then people will be interested. We have got so many things in our culture, so many important things. Are we able to reflect this into this film? We reflect, as I think Kumar Bose was mentioning, or was it Manju Bora, that so many beauties are there. Those beauties of the state of Manipur, of the society, the human relationship. We are known for our culture, for our sports, and all. These should be brought into the film, into the movie making. Then people will get interest. People will try to see. Say, look at again this very famous, very outstanding short picture film, or whatever it is, Imagining Them. There it reflects the human relationship between a mother and a child who was brought home afresh. The kind of emotional attachment, emotional sort of things, those are the things people are, by and large, human beings are quite simple. They want to see simple relationship which are very, very important for the human relationship. Those are the things which I think needs to be thought of, needs to be reflected. It's not merely a love story or merely this thing, that thing. There has to be some value added to the film. Some where the importance or the emphasis that we want to give. Those are brought out. Simple thing, I've seen, I do not go to movies very often, but I used to go in my school days, my college days. I still remember this movie, Fiddler on the Roof. I think many of you must have seen Fiddler on the Roof. This is a beautiful, where the clash between, this tradition and the change that take place. And it was so well brought out in that the father, when he finds that he could not control his daughters because they are changing the tradition. And those are the kind of things. That sort of conflict also takes place in our society, in Manipur also. So many things. Now, the earlier joint family system is breaking up. Single family system are coming up. The problems that are coming up, all those things need to be depicted. With that, how to sort it out, how it can be done, and all these things. Now, I'm just trying to share some of my thought. If we are able to give emphasis on all these things, I think Manipuri cinema will be able to bring back the audience, and as I said, you are very lucky today. The earlier government never bothered about arts and the artists. Today, Sri N. Biren Singh has got his lots of ideas, but this is also another nobody thought of. I think this thing has not been thought of in other states. Assam does not think about taking care of the welfare of the artists. And the government, I'm also part of the government, I'm the deputy CM. I'm also fully behind him in thinking that we need, or in our thought, in our determination that we need to give backup to the artists and the Manipuri cinema. Ladies and gentlemen, as I said, it's a time, completion of 50 years, it's a time for us to introspect, as I said, from here, where to. Let's try to bring about a change. Let's try to bring our ethos, our philosophy, our beliefs, and the simple human relationship, all these things in the cinema. That would definitely regenerate the Manipuri cinema. That is what I believe. I would not like to take much more time. With these few words, I would like to conclude my presidential address. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.
Sri Wajoi Kumar Singh, Honorable Deputy Chief Minister Manipur, Nasiki Thorungi, Thorunmapo and President Punyaling Biba, Yamarui Babapam, Presidential Speech Kimarata Tambiramba Manipuri Cinema, Gidamata Tambiramba Punmoxi, Kona Kangin Zabaglun, Uncle Tagas of Pondoxi, Luenina, Senjariba Formal Function Sigi, Pantosi Torum Sigi, Losila Putanzani, Nasigi, Lapiri Bakwai Punmapam, the Word of Things, Tambina Vagdamag, Sri NG Uttam, Director Art and Culture, Coxinjari.
Ngasi Manipur State Film Development Society na siliba Manipuri cinema gi chahi yangkhai surak pagi thorum hogdokpa sida chief guest oina lengsin biriba ikai khumnazaraba Honorable Chief Minister Manipur mingoina panjarabada Sri N. Biren Singh Organizing Committee gi taraptagi hamade department gi taraptagi hainingai letana thagatpa phongdokchari Honorable Sir na film khaktang natana tongan ba art form sing artist sing bu matau karamna pungning thawekadage matau karamna hanadagi thawang ma leiraba ekhoigi art form sing je hena wangkhalhan gadage maruina ahal oira aba artist sing makhoida angamba mateng sarkar gi maikaidagi matau karamna pigani mayon chongkhalaiba chatra chatri sing artist sing da matau karamna support pigani haibagi wakhalonda Chief Minister ki artist singi tengbang hogdokpi bagi damakta artist singi mahut sinjaraga ina thagatpa phongdokchari loina na ngasigi thoram asisu Honorable Sir gi achinba khara leibadagi yauraroi haina torambadagi artist community gi khallaga film fraternity gi khallaga amuk ma yaudaba yade haina phongdokpiraga achinba kaya kaithoga yaubi bagi damakta hainangai letana thagatpa phongdokchari loina na Ngasigi Thoram Mapu in a Lengsin Biriba, Kai Kumnazaraba, Honorable Deputy Chief Minister, Mingoina Panjaravada Sri Wajoi Kumar, Organizers Singna, Thoramasi Yaubiu, Thoramasigi, Daiski Lighting, Oibiu, Hajarubada, Harau Yabirakpa, Amadinga Sigi Thoramasida, Yamna, Marikchum Abawapam Kaya Thambiduna, Aikoi Pumna Maki Pungning Loksing, Oyan Bibagi Damakta, Honorable Sarbusu, Thagapa Pongdokchari. And then I would also like to thank Srimati Manju Bora, filmmaker. Secretary MSFDF suggested that we should invite Srimati Manju Bora and Sri Sivendra Singh. And we did that, and you have kindly accepted our invitation. We are extremely glad for that, and we are inspired. And thank you, Manjuji, for inspiring the young filmmakers of the state by being here. And I would thank Sri Sivendra Singh for your valuable insights on preservations. Now, we have been thinking of this subject for quite some time, but we were not able to materialize. But today is the beginning. Our Honorable CM has already opened one archive and museum room. So this is the beginning, and I would like to thank for your valuable insights. Aduga aikoigi ngasigi thoromasi yauba lengbiraiba mayam singsigi manungda mo. I would also like to thank Sri Kumar Bose. You have taken all the trouble to be here, and I'm especially thankful to you for the challenge you took 50 years ago, the courage you have shown 50 years ago, and I feel your challenge, your courage has made all the difference in the history of Manipuri cinema. Your challenge was actually a turning point for the Manipuri cinema as well as in your career. And I would also thank your son, Devasis Bose, for accompanying you, for bringing you here. Thank you, sir. And akoigi marakta laiteng oina lengsin biribi mayam pumna magna ikai khumna biribi chema yengkhom Roma, renowned film actor. Film da thabak tawbiram badana tana haujik phawbada lepa laitana akoigi department gi art and culture gi film ga mari leinama kaino mata haijarubada adum matam pumbada harau rau lengbirakpa aina ojabusu hainingai leitana thamoidagi nungaiba amadi thagatpa phongdokchari makha tarakpadasu ojana adum aikhoi bulamjing lamtak pigini masigi damakta ai hainingai leitana thagatpa phongdokchari. Lastly but not the least, I would like to thank aikoigi organizing committee sing, members sing, subcommittee sing, ngasigi thoramasida Hobudagi loibo yaubi riba volunteers sing, film personalities, special invitees, media gi ichirinau sing, program asibu phajana conduct taubi riba aikoigi anchor sing, pumna makpu subsan jaraga organizing committee gi taraptagi thagat paga loinana Manipuri film ase hena chaukhatpa hena mangjil thaba ma oirasunu aina isorgi mafam da nijarga tension jari. Thank you.
Thank you so much, respected Sir N.G. Uttam Singh, Director, Art and Culture. Ngasigi thoramasigi thagat warol vote of thanks marichumna thambiramba haningai litana thagat pafongdokchari.
Loinena thamjakriba wapum sigal loinena ngasigi thoromsi hodokchuba matamda thamjariba formal function gi thoromsi matang sida losinjare ne loktoksari president gi abasu logjari ado koi gi thoromdi lujabadi natri sigi formal function sigi hek matangda minute chamaga taruk sangba Manipur gi hanba. It was in 1972 on the 9th April 1972, Maduda Utkiba Matamgi Manipur Hariba film sings once again. Retrospection ni amutang hangan again history Manipuri cinema magi Madu Nixing Minabawena. Film si capture the screen Dogzagadori and Lakuriba Kwai Punang screening of the film Matami Manipur Sweden being Tabu Ibo from Simasu Tamjari.